The laws of the universe. Are the laws eternal features of this universe, or are they just human constructs? Helen Beebe, Manchester Professor of Philosophy. Gert Hooft, Nobel Prize-winning physicist. Laura Mersini-Houghton, cosmologist, Professor of Physics.
So at least one thing that laws do is somehow encode deep and pervasive regularities in the universe. But for me, from a metaphysical point of view, because I am a metaphysician, the really interesting and puzzling question is this: are they just a way of encoding those regularities? Are they just generalizations that we formulate that happen to apply, always and everywhere? Or are they somehow things that lie behind those regularities, things that make the universe unfold in this orderly and regular way that it does? So me, and I'm kind of a Humean, so I don't like sort of deeply puzzling metaphysical features of reality. I find the idea that laws of nature are prescriptive kind of completely mysterious. The idea that they're obeyed, that they're things that govern what happens in the universe, because I just can't see a way of making really good sense of that idea. So me, I'm inclined to think that the laws just are ways of encoding the regularities, and that's all they are.
Yes, I think we should be modest in claiming that we know how the laws of nature work and this and that. We are very far away from that. What we are doing in practice is all we can do, is we make observations, we do it as best as we can, and then we write down the regularities that we see. Is there a boundary at the universe or not? Does the universe split up in many other universes further away even than the farthest things we can see? All these questions one can ask, but not so easily answer, unless you have a model. So we are fond of making models, we use them all the time, but my claim is that we are still very far from the truth with our models. We are just sketching the surface of the laws of nature.
I think laws of nature are fundamental, independently of space and time. So we can say laws of nature are universal rather than eternal. And in terms of the other view, that laws of nature are encodings of whatever order we observe around us, again, encoding makes reference to language. And it can be mathematics or it can be human language, but that is just a description of that principle that we call law. So tying up the existence of a law and the nature of a law to space-time or to language, I have trouble accepting that part.
On my kind of view, there's no explanation for why the universe is such an extraordinarily regular place.
Yes.
Whereas if you have something like Laura's view, you have an explanation for that, because it's the laws that explain why the universe is regular. I don't have that. No explanation for that.
I don't agree with any of that. First off, I think of the laws of nature as our toolkit. That laws of nature don't give us an explanation on why things are the way they are. We know a set of laws, but they don't tell us what dark energy is or why the universe started the way it did. What tells us that, what provides an explanation rather than tell us, is a good idea, a good theory subjected to the scientific method, to testability. And that the laws are the ones we use as tools into exploring that idea. So I would not assign that role to the laws of nature.